Hey guys, it's Tim. Welcome to the latest episode of the Daily Rift. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I hope to get back into it now that I have level 70 on the PTR. I'm doing rifts there, but especially once 2.0 comes out, I'm really excited to get back into doing these, and especially like with greater rifts and whatnot too. I want to do just a normal rift. I'm going to be doing a video showing you how the greater rifts and how the Keystone of Trials work. But not now. Right now I'm just going to be kind of talking about my experience so far in the PTR, leveling up my Demon Hunter and gearing him up, or her up, whatever. And then the other video will come a little bit later, so we're just going to do normal rifts right now. I'm on Torment 1, so yesterday I got level 70 and I've just been doing rifts for a little bit. Total time played on this character here so far is 22 hours. So it's 22 hours so far into the season, which is, I don't know what, like a week or something like that. It's actually a decent amount, but some people have like, 72 to 80 hours, probably something ridiculous like that. So, or not ridiculous, but just a lot more than me. But I'm pretty happy with where I'm at for that amount of time investment. It has gone pretty quickly. I hit 70 yesterday. I'm Paragon level 45 today, as of this morning here. Some of the gear that I found, I'm already a 4-piece Marauder set. That was quick. I got a 4-piece Marauder set faster than I got my Barbarian's Earthquake set, and I thought I got my Barbarian's Earthquake set really fast. But the gear sucks still. Like it's like really bad pieces of the Marauders, but I do have the 4-piece and I do have all the pets, and it makes a significant difference. So just to kind of show you a quick rundown here, my shoulders pretty bad. Here are my gloves. I only had like one Forgotten Soul at the time, so I just rolled a little bit of crit hit damage on there. I couldn't get any higher. And then the pants, those are the pants. I do have the Shadows Mantle boots. They're not all that good, but they're the best boots that I have so far. And so no set bonus there. And I did get a Ring of Grandeur just this morning. I did an Act 1 bounty and threw the Ring of Grandeur on there, activated my 4-piece, and I'm off. My weapon is just a pretty low roll, or pretty bad roll on the Burzado, whatever it is. I crafted Archfiend arrows. They're okay. I have a pretty bad set of Reaper's Wraps, mainly because there's no crit damage or crit chance on it. I don't really have the extra Forgotten Souls to re-roll it, and also it's lightning damage, and I'm using Cluster Arrow Shooting Stars. I'll show you my build here in just a second. I'll talk about that while I'm going through the rift. But so basically just as crafted, first and only attempt. Those are my Reaper's Wraps, and so I'm just using them just because of the health globe restoration thing. A pretty bad Black Thorns, just because the crit damage. Leoric's Crown, I did get this. I did not know that they changed this until this actually dropped. Increase the effect of any gem socketed into this item by from 75 to 100%. I got a pretty good roll on that 94. I did find a lower one as well, but it was a really bad one. I found 3 Beacon Sails so far. Why couldn't one of them be Cloak of the Garwolf? I do have a Hellcat Waistguard, no big deal. Nothing special there. There is my Ring of Grandeur. Nothing special there either, but I just don't have enough resources to re-roll all this stuff. I had to re-roll the gloves because the gloves were really bad. It had like, I think it had area damage on it, and so I lost a ton of damage with it. Alright, so I'm just doing Torment 1. I've been doing Torment 1. I did it all day yesterday. Alright, we get the Whimsyshire mobs. So I'm just doing Torment 1. Yeah, I was doing Torment 1 all day yesterday. I've not gone up into Torment 2. As soon as I hit 70, when I started to do, like, the power of your items really starts to ramp up then too. Like once you hit 70, stuff that's dropping is just a lot better because of that level 70 tier stuff. Look at how fast I just took out those elites, right? So sorry about that. Anyways, like once you hit 70, the items just get a lot better really fast, and so it was pretty easy for me to get into Torment 1. Torment 1 wasn't easy, but it was easy to where I could get to not dying constantly when I was in Torment 1, and so that was why I pretty much stayed there. It was pretty slow going. In fact, I thought I was doing something wrong. I was not getting any Keystone of Trials at all for like 7 rifts. I was like, man, am I going too slow? all this stuff, but no, actually it's just a chance to drop Keystone of Trials. It's not actually guaranteed. So anyways, Torment 1 started out really quite slow. It only really started to get a little bit better here just this morning with the Marauder set. I wish I would have been recording like all day yesterday so you guys could see how much of a struggle it kind of started out as. The thing is, the Demon Hunter is just such a strong class. Like, you should not have an issue jumping into Torment 1 as long as you're using a build that can support it. And that also does remind me, I will hopefully be doing a build video before they take down the season, just to kind of outline what I would recommend if you're going to be doing a Demon Hunter and you want some suggestions on what like build progression should be. And by build progression, I mean when you're below level 70, what do you do? Once you're level 70, what do you use? And then until what point? And then going forward from there, what should you be using once you start to kind of come into your gear? I've been really actually quite happy with how fast I've been getting the gear. It also does kind of concern me though, right? Because like I played a long time on my live Demon Hunter before I got a 4-piece, well, not a 4-piece, before I got 6-piece Marauders. I did play a ton before I got the like the 4-piece. Like I was putting in a lot of time. And so for me to have 4-piece already seems kind of weird. I don't know if that's okay. I think it is okay because they plan on doing the seasons, making them like 2 to 3 months, and so I think that is kind of reasonable to be like maybe relatively decently geared. If you play through like straight at level 70 for like a week, you will be like pretty well geared, and then the greater rifts start. And then you're like tuning your gear, you're tuning your build, stuff like that. So I think 2 to 3 months of really diving deep into one class is reasonable. At the end of the 2 to 3 months, I think you're really going to start to feel like maybe you have really plateaued and there's not a lot else to do. And so if you hit that early, then you just start a new character, I would assume. And if you if it takes you 2 to 3 months to do it, well, new season starts then. So I think the current gear progression, if how my Demon Hunter played out is any identifier of what it's really going to be like, or if this is kind of like an anomaly or something like that. Like if this is the norm, that at 24 hours played, I'm like starting to come into some of the end gear. However, it's not good quality. It's like still pretty bad because it's it's all susceptible to the random number generator, right? Like my Marauders pieces are all pretty bad. My two-handed bow is I mean, like, it's a bow you can use end game, but it's a bad version of a bow that you can use end game, right? So it's still fun to get it. It's fun to be gearing out with it, but it's not what I'm going to be using at the end of the 2 to 3 months of a season. You know what I mean? It is still replaceable, very, very replaceable. So I think that's actually that feels kind of good. Like, that feels right. If I were to continue to play this, if this lasted like another 2 to 3 months, I would be finding more upgrades to the gear that I have. I would be finding upgrades to the Marauders pieces that I have. I'd be finding upgrades to just like the Ring of Grandeur. I'd be finding upgrades to the bow, and I haven't even started on greater rifts myself yet. So I don't know. I kind of like this so far. I'm fairly optimistic on what this is going to be once it goes live. So anyways, where did I get my items? Because surely someone will ask that. I got the pants dropped very early on. They dropped shortly after I turned 70 because I just jumped right into Torment. I don't think once you're level 70 and once you're doing like rifts and stuff, I do not think it's worth it to do anything below Torment 1 unless you're just like doing split bounties or something like that. But because you want to get that end game tier set pieces, and they do not drop below Torment 1. And so the pants I actually got on one of the first Rift Guardians that I killed, Torment 1, and I actually gambled the gloves and I gambled the shoulders. On the recent Tavern talk, someone had asked a question of the devs, like, you know, are you gonna make it so that we can like target legendaries and stuff like that? And their response was that yeah, there is, and that was Kadala's purpose actually. And I actually have to agree. I think Kadala fits that exactly well, or perfectly well. So you don't have to run like the same boring content over. You can run whatever content you want, yet you can still target certain legendaries. So that's exactly what I've been doing. I've been just doing riffs and stuff like that. You know, which is different strain, you know, a little bit different content pretty much every time, right? It's like killing the same boss over and over and over again. Different maps, different monsters, stuff like that. So it does keep it a bit more interesting. But and then I'm still able to actually like target certain legendaries. Wow, that actually went a lot faster than I was hoping it was gonna go. I have so much to say about this stuff. But so that was the rift. That's Torment 1. I think I'm getting really close to just moving on to Torment 2. But yeah, so Kadala has been a really good place for me to target those Marauder pieces. The really nice thing is once you hit level 70, you start doing rifts, you start getting blood shards. To target the sets, almost everything just costs 5 blood shards. So 5, 5, 5, 5. All this stuff is just 5. And so I have 59 right now. I'm going to be doing boots. I've not had very good luck on the boots yet. But this is definitely going to be the way to get your gear really quickly, or like your sets really quickly, is just doing rifts and using Kadala to focus on those pieces. I would probably, like, what I did is when I was 70 and I started to gamble is I looked at my items, I knew which ones I could get Marauder pieces for, and then I just went for the weakest ones of each. So to start out with, my gloves were really quite weak, and my shoulders were really weak. So first I gambled gloves, I got the gloves. And then I moved on to the shoulders, started to gamble with shoulders because those were the weakest pieces. The boots I actually just got, they just dropped on, you know, from like a Rift Guardian or something like that. Next I'm going to start gambling the vest. No, I think the vest. This helm is actually really quite significant. I had a Vitality gem in it, an Amethyst, and it adds a ton of life. Like, I don't know, 100,000 life when I had that thing in there. It was pretty huge. But boots are next, then probably the vest, because I think the Beck and Sail is very replaceable for me right now. And then that's actually going to put me at my 6-piece, and then I can start to, I mean, by that time for sure the season's going to be over, so I guess I won't even go further than that. But anyways, that's where I'm at with my gear. It's been going really fast. It's been a lot of fun. I'm even more excited now for the seasons than I was to begin with, just because of how enjoyable this has been for me. Last night I was just kind of like sitting there bored because I didn't have anything like to do IRL last night or anything like that. But I was just going through rifts, and it was just fun. I was just sitting there, just relaxed, just plowing through rifts, finding upgrades and stuff like that. It's like exactly the experience that you want to have. It was just really, it was a relaxing, enjoyable evening of killing demons and rifts. And so on a character that I have done that endlessly on, you guys know I pretty much, like, I play my Demon Hunter more than anything else on live, and for me to have as much fun as I'm having now with a much worse geared Demon Hunter, fighting content that's a ton lower than I'm used to, I think that's a victory then, right? That's a victory for seasons. That means seasons are hopefully going to be doing what they were intended to do, which is keep the game fresh and keep you playing, even if you're going through the same content or playing the same class that you have in the past, because you can do things a little bit differently. But you know what? I ran out of time. I wanted to talk about my build and stuff like that too. I think I'm going to put another video together. I think I'll probably tie that in with what I would recommend while leveling a Demon Hunter, so definitely look for that video. I'm going to be doing some more daily rifts, and also look for my video coming up on the Keystone of Trials and the actual Greater Rift and how-to explanation of how Greater Rifts and whatnot work too. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.